This research is about, given what we have known about the gender gap in scientific productivity and collaboration patterns in universities, is there anything that can help women to gain an edge over men and get better productivity, have more co-authors publishing better journals? And so in this paper, what we are trying to argue by empirically looking at the data over the past 30 years among 5,000 university scientists, we're trying to argue that information technology advancement is a significant tool that can help women to gain this edge. I'm not saying that IT is not helping men. If you're looking at the effect of IT on productivity for both men and women, it's both positive. But what I'm arguing here is that the rate is different. Women actually gain more from any IT advancement in universities than men do. From my own experience, I have a 20-month-old son right now, and when I was carrying him 2 years ago, it's very difficult for me to travel around and go to conferences, connect with my colleagues, and get to know what is the most cutting-edge stuff people are doing out there. So that's a significant obstacle for me to collaborate with people and in a way to know the best things going around in my circle. So that could be a disadvantage for women. And there's actually more than that, right? When you think about where women are in academia, most of the women are in lower ranked universities where you have less number of colleagues. That means you have people with less diversity in terms of their research areas. So when you try to collaborate with people, you have less choice to go around. And so that's another sort of disadvantage for women. And being employed in lower tier university also means that you have less advanced tools to do science. So there are all these obstacles stacked up, which kind of, prevent women to be more productive than they should be. And what IT does for women is to give them a tool so that they can connect with other people at lower cost, more convenience, and faster speed, so that they break down the barriers for collaboration, they break down the barriers for getting the most cutting-edge knowledge, and also getting access to the most advanced tools out there, and thus increasing their productivity. We collected about over 4,000 university scientists from, I can't remember how many universities, probably over 150 universities, a random sample of scientists in US. And the range of data covered the past 25 years. And so these are scientists in life sciences where productivity can be measured by looking at their publication counts and the quality of their publications. So the IT that we looked at in this particular paper is an old generation of IT, because we want to collect archival historical data, so we can't look at too many new things like internet. So the technology is called BitNet. You can think of it as the early version of internet, or the internet within universities. So BitNet started out in the 70s. Scientists might have a terminal in their office, and they type in something, and the terminal can be linked to another person, usually a scientist in another university. We've focused on two things. One is the productivity, which is the number of papers that a scientist has published. So what we found is that after a scientist university has installed BitNet, this network, this information tool, the women and men both gain in productivity, but women gain more than men in terms of the count of publications. So we control for their professional age, their employer, and their other type of resources, and sort of usual suspects that you would want to control for that attribute to productivity of scientists. We think about it less about IT, but more about collaboration per se, or reaching out, being open and be collaborative, and increase your the extensiveness of your network and diversity of your network, and reaching out to establish collaboration ties. I think that's kind of the lessons I would advocate given this piece of research. I think what this research will help, particularly for women in universities, is that university administrators should adopt, spend more money on getting women plugged into circles of their research.